Welcome back to the Success Publishing Videocast. My name is Jessica Soto, and I am here with one of our co-authors today from Breakthrough Leadership, Alan Lowe. Welcome to the videocast.
Good morning. Excited to be here.
Yes, good morning. We love interviewing our authors so we can shine a light on their work and their amazing stories. So Alan, can you give like the cliff notes of who you are and where you are in the world?
Sure. I'm from Spring, Texas, which is just outside of Houston, native Texan. And I'm the vice president of a multi-million-dollar manufacturing company in Houston. My dad was a World War II Army Bronze Star recipient, and he taught me that if people can't trust you for your word, they really can't trust you for anything. And my mom taught me that if you can't say something good about somebody, don't say anything. And she also taught me what ivory soap tastes like when I told her to shut up. So
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
it still makes me nauseous today. But I'm a United States Air Force Vietnam veteran, and had a top secret clearance. And I think one of my first life-changing moments was when I was in Vietnam and I was walking across the sand, and I got stopped by an officer who told me my boots weren't shiny enough. And it kind of awoke me to the fact that everybody's priorities aren't the same as mine. You know, I kind of valued my life more than shiny boots.
Yeah.
So been married. My wife and I will celebrate our anniversary June 5th. It'll be 50 years.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So we met when I was in the Air Force. Her dad retired from the Air Force. I've got 3 children, 2 daughters and 1 son, and I believe in Jesus Christ as my Savior. So
Awesome.
that's basically who I am in a nutshell.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's hard to really put ourselves in a tiny little box, but I would say that's a good start.
Yeah.
And then you're recently published. Do you happen to have a copy of your book with you?
This one?
Oh, yeah, that
You
looks
see it?
awesome.
I got
Breakthrough Leadership,
reflections on it. Yeah.
Alan Lowe. How
There
did
you
that
go.
feel to get in the mail and hold it in your hands?
You actually don't believe it till you get a real hard copy of it. You know, you do all the work going up to it and all that, but you know, once you actually get it, it becomes a reality. So, you know, pretty exciting.
Yeah. Okay, so let's dive into your story a little bit. Can you give us a little bit more background on who you are and what brought you to becoming an author?
Yeah, about 10 or 11 years ago, I was still vice president of the manufacturing company. And I can remember sitting at my desk, you know, contemplating, is this really what I want to do the rest of my life? And it wasn't very fulfilling anymore. So, you know, once that idea popped into my head, it's funny how things started showing up for me.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, within weeks, there was a person that helped my son get his Eagle Scout had approached me with a opportunity, and I decided to go with that opportunity and hook hands with him. And from that point on, I mean, it's been a total life transformation of all the people that I have come in contact with, all the opportunities, and actually just changing my life totally, you know, as far as my outlook and mindset. So it's really been a, you know, really fulfilling since that point. I went through a transformational education where I learned who I was instead of who I thought I was.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times that hard look is not easy. You know, you become aware of stuff that you weren't aware of until you become present of how you are in the environment that you're in. And it allowed me to, one of the projects that I did going through that transformational education was start my nonprofit, which is helping Unks for Children. So that was really exciting, still do a lot with that. So it's been really, really an interesting journey. So
Awesome. I always love a good transformation story, and we really do all have it somewhere in us, whether we've gone through it already or still going through it or about to go through it. And that's awesome that happened for you. Can you tell us kind of what happened before that? Like, what were the struggles that brought you to being ready for the transformation that have now brought you to be able to share about it?
Yeah, first I had to look real hard at myself and where I was, you know, and then once I determined that's not really where I wanted to be, I had to figure out, okay, where do I want to go? And, I've always been one that likes to help people, whether it's at work, helping make their job easier, or, positive influence on other people just from thoughts and impressions that I give. So, once I determined where I wanted to go, I had to determine, okay, why are I not where I want to be?
Mm-hmm.
And that's where you look at the true you of who you are. And so it's something that you have to realize. The transformation you go to is all about the perspective that you have. And I mean, life is all about perspectives. If you look at life from a different perspective, you get different opportunities and different things that you can do to change that. And so it's all about, learning who you are, learning you want to be, and then figuring out the kind of person or the person you need to be to get where you want to go.
Yeah. And what is it that you're hoping readers get out of your story? Like, what will they walk away with?
Yeah, it's, you mentioned a minute ago that everybody has their own stories. So if readers can relate to something that they pick up from somebody else for their story, and that they can see what they did and how they got through the other side, of if it's a negative story or negative impact on their life, they can relate to other people's success and how they actually got through those difficult times. So sharing everybody's story with other people allows you to present those and allows other people to take advantage of them and possibly not even have to go through that situation that you went through. So, it's really an opportunity to help others. And sometimes you don't even know you help them.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what all of our co-authors do. And that's what we share our story, because we've all been through something that we don't even sometimes realize was powerful. And we get our story out there. And even if just one person reads it, they can see themselves in that, even if they're not in the same exact situation, and make the change maybe quicker than you did, and hopefully impact even more lives that way. That's awesome.
Yeah, or if they find themselves getting into that situation, maybe they can stop themselves and go a different way so they don't have to deal with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So you said you kind of started realizing this and coming into a transformation about 11 or so years ago. Why was now the time to step into this power and become an author?
Yeah, I had started writing a book several years ago. And one of my mentors, the guy that I told you about earlier that we hooked hands together, he made a comment. He said, "Why would anybody read your book?" And I'm going, well, that's a good point. Who am I to write a book? And this opportunity came up so that I could actually share my portion of the story in my life and become a published author. And now I can say, okay, I'm a published author. So, in the near future, I plan on finishing the book that I had started. So
yeah,
really great.
Yeah. When you said the question that your mentor said, why would anyone read your book? It's like, you can take that one of two ways. It could be, why would anyone read your book? Or it can fuel you to come up with a reason why someone would be reading your book. And
yeah,
I like that there's different perspectives.
Yeah, that's it. It's actually a change of perspective from then till now,
Yeah.
And so it all has to do with, how you perceive things to be in your life. So
yeah,
it's pretty exciting. Like I say, it opens up all new windows to all new opportunities. So it's really great.
Awesome. So how has stepping into this identity as an author now changed the way that you feel about yourself? I mean, obviously you have more confidence to go back to the book, but how has it changed your life, your business, how you interact in the world?
Yeah, people see me as having more confidence, and that helps, especially if you're dealing with other people in a business aspect of it.
Mhm.
And even on a personal basis, I've gotten involved with a lot of people in foreign countries as far as helping them in the situations that they're in.
Mhm.
And it's interesting that, I never thought of myself as a leader, so to speak, but they look at me and I get comments from the information that I send them, and they really appreciate what I have to share with them. So, it's like I say, I don't like to say it's an ego builder, because egos can't be your amigo. Sometimes they get in the way, but it does have positive influence on how other people see you. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Was there any surprise about this experience? Anything that you didn't expect to happen or feel or think?
Yeah. My sister made a comment that, I'm the first published author in our family, which I had never thought about that.
Yeah.
She was the first one that got a degree. I was the second, and then so I made a first in our family. So
Oh, that's awesome.
that was awesome. And I remember the first day I had my book, I showed it to a lady that I work with, and she had to have a picture with me and her in the book. So I'm going, that was pretty
Aw.
cool. So I
Yeah,
had,
celebrity status.
yeah. So I hadn't really expected that, but that was kind of interesting and again, exciting and not expected.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
So what's next for you? I know you're going to go back to your other book, but what's next in this next phase of life now that you've stepped in this power and you have this more confidence?
Yeah. Uh, I'm working harder on my nonprofit, which is helping
Mhm.
hugs for children. In fact, all the money from the book proceeds goes to the nonprofit.
Yeah.
And I'm working with a group over in several groups over in Liberia. And after they went through their revolution that they had, there's a lot of young children and kids and all that have serious problems and not many opportunities to get out of that.
Mhm.
So that's something I'm really working on, is getting my nonprofit up and going to a much higher level so that I can help more people in Liberia and other countries. So that's my main focus right now. And again, not just helping other people in other countries, but helping people that I surround myself with and people that are looking for opportunities. There's a lot of people that, kind of like me back when I was, stale in the job that I had, looking for something better, something more fulfilling to do. If you surround yourself with people that look for those type things, they'll show up for you. So
Mhm.
I like connecting with people that are looking for the same thing. So
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining me today, Alan. It was a pleasure chatting with you and getting to know you even more. You can find Alan on Amazon.com, Breakthrough Leadership, but with Alan Lowe. And again, thank you so much for joining us.
there
Yep,
it is.
there it is. Awesome.
Well, it was great. Really appreciate the opportunity.